Over the years, everyone's favorite mutant, Wolverine.
What?
Is he everyone's favorite mutant?
I like Marrow.
Who do you like?
No, I'm kidding. Marrow. Nobody likes Marrow.
Well, okay, how about everyone's favorite X-Men?
Yes.
Wolverine has donned many different costumes throughout the years. Some good, some great, some downright awful. In this episode, we are going to look at the 10 best Wolverine costumes.
So 10 best. We're not looking at the worst.
10 best.
Okay.
You could do a 10 worst if you want later on. This is the 10 best. We're going to be doing a top 10 once a month. Last month, please check out our top 10 Superman copies. This month is our top 10 Wolverine costumes. We came up with this list based on style, importance to the comics, and overall coolness. Because, come on, Wolverine is the coolest mutant there is.
Yeah.
Who else is cooler than Wolverine?
I don't know. I like Nightcrawler.
Number 10.
I do.
The Fang costume.
Yep.
During the X-Men's battle with the alien Shire Empire, Wolverine defeated one of the alien guards. His name was Fang. And he took his costume.
Wow.
This all happened in issue number 107 of the Uncanny X-Men. The costume it's brown. It looks very like a wildlife. It has teeth on it. It has like little ruffles in there. It looks kind of like fur.
It's similar to Sabretooth's old costume.
Yes, very similar to Sabretooth's old costume. This costume has become so popular over the years that in recent issues, X-23, who is a Wolverine clone named Laura Kinney, has worn the Fang costume.
Cool.
Number 9, the Black Assassin costume.
I just found this issue, actually.
You did? Yeah. Wolverine number 1. When Wolverine got his first solo series way back in 1988, do you remember who the first mutant to get their first solo series was? That was Dazzler. Wolverine didn't get a solo series until 1988.
Yeah.
He started wearing an all-black costume to help fit his new profession. This was the Patch character.
Yeah.
So he was more like an international spy, assassin.
A Madripoor.
Yeah. He was no longer the mutant helping people out as part of the X-Men. He was on his own. He was solo.
Yep.
This costume was created by Chris Claremont and John Buscema, and it first appeared in Wolverine number 1, his first solo issue. Number 8, the blue and gold X-Men costume. When Jim Lee took over the X-Men along with Chris Claremont writing in the early 1990s, that was the big comic boom.
God, that was a huge issue.
Huge issue.
It sold like a million copies
of it. And there were like something like 9 different covers.
Yep.
Lee gave the team a similar costume. They all were wearing the same costumes. These costumes are very similar to what appeared in X-Men number 1 way back in the 1960s. Wolverine was no different than anyone else. He wore this blue and gold costume.
They were sort of similar to the costumes in First Class, the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
This costume first appeared in Uncanny X-Men 273 and would go on in the X-Men series. Number 7. The Dark Claw Amalgam Universe Wolverine.
Yeah, this is where he had like a baby with Batman.
Yeah, something like that. After Marvel and DC characters fought each other, the two universes merged, and Wolverine was combined with Batman.
Yep.
And this character showed it. It looked kind of really one of the best ones combined. It had a Batman-like cape, but a Wolverine-like mask, and it had claws.
It was very similar to like a McFarlane character.
Yes.
Like a McFarlane. It looked like McFarlane had redesigned
yes,
it.
Yes, exactly. It looked like McFarlane redesigned it. It first appeared in Dark Claw number 1. If you've never read it, check it out. The character is interesting looking and was enough to be number 7 on our list.
Yeah.
Number 6, Old Man Logan.
Love this story.
Me too.
Love it.
In this futuristic story, in which the Marvel villains killed all of the Marvel heroes, Logan Wolverine survives. He's one of the only ones left. It's him, Hawkeye, Star-Lord, and there's a couple of the kids of the Avengers that are left. Wolverine is now much older, and he's deteriorating. He kind of looks like a cowboy. So he's got like a kind of a cowboy.
Very Clint Eastwood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like he's the last sheriff to save the town.
Yeah.
This
He's hung up his claws.
Yes,
though.
exactly.
Yeah.
He doesn't draw his claws in the Old Man Logan series.
Well,
not
the end.
The end.
Yeah.
This costume first appeared in Wolverine 67, which was the first issue of this futuristic story. The stories continued on in an Old Man Logan limited series. There was an Old Man Hawkeye series. There was an Old Man Star-Lord series. So that universe where Logan's an old man and the villains rule continues to appear sometimes in Marvel Comics, but this version of Wolverine is the Wastelands. Yeah. It's actually one of my favorite versions of him. It's very human looking.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. Number 5, X-Force.
I like this one too.
Me too.
Dark one. Yeah.
The more militant arm of the mutant super teams, X-Force practiced stealth, and the team's black and gray uniforms reflected it.
Yeah, the black and gray Deadpool look cool.
Oh, it looks great. And it actually appears in the Deadpool movie at the end of the Deadpool 2.
Right.
When Wolverine joined in 2008, he followed suit and went with the team's uniform. This version of Wolverine first appeared in X-Force Volume 3, Number 1, back in 2008. Number 4, Weapon X.
Oh, it's the helmets
yes.
and everything. Yeah.
Early in his career, Wolverine was part of a government-funded experiment called the Weapon X program. During this time is when Wolverine got his adamantium skeleton and claws. And this character, it's not really a costume, reflects his more wild side.
Yeah.
He has like a cyber helmet on, and he's got tubes and wires hanging out of him, and he's only got like a pair of ripped pants on. This costume first appeared in Marvel Comics Presents number 72 back in 1991.
Which was written and drawn by the great English comic book artist and writer Barry Windsor Smith.
Very good. It's a great story too if you've never read it.
It's really good.
It's really an additional origin story for Wolverine.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's a real dark time for Wolverine.
Yeah.
Number 3, the brown and red uniform. After his first 5 years as a member of the X-Men, Wolverine decided to change his costume to a much darker version than the blue and yellow he had been wearing. This one had brown and red earth tones to it. It's much more fitting of a Wolverine.
Yeah, it's more grounded in the character, yeah.
The costume first appeared in Uncanny X-Men number 139. And it is one of the most popular costumes still to this day. It's the way I picture Wolverine.
Me too. It's the first Wolverine I saw.
Yeah, it's the one. It's how I see him when I think of Wolverine. I know we've gone through this list. He had a lot of costumes. This is how I envision Wolverine in my head. Number 2, the classic yellow tiger stripe one. This is the one he wore for the first 5 years of his time with the X-Men. Many fans picture this one when they picture Wolverine.
This is what he looked like when he fought the Hulk, when he first appeared.
It is not.
Oh, it's not this one?
Nope. It had yellow with blue accents. Yeah, I'll edit that one out. It had yellow with blue accents, and it looks much brighter than the brown and red one. He looks like a bright tiger.
Yeah.
This uniform first appeared in Giant Size X-Men number 1 back in 1975. This is also the costume that appears in the X-Men animated series. This is the one many people who aren't big X-Men fans think of when they think of Wolverine.
He wore it again in the 90s.
Yeah, he's worn it since then, but this is probably his most popular costume. And the number 1 Wolverine costume is, drum roll please, Wolverine's original costume that he first appeared in way back in Hulk 180 or 181. Check out our video debating which one is first. This one is a little bit different than the yellow and blue costume. It has the same color scheme, but it actually has whiskers painted on the mask. So he looks more like a tiger, but the whiskers don't really make sense to the whole Wolverine aura. Or
do Wolverines have whiskers?
I don't think so. They might. So the real difference between this one and the one that he wore in the X-Men is those on his mask. It looks like there's whiskers. This one first appeared in his first appearance, and it didn't last very long. So what are your thoughts? Do you agree with our top 10? Did I miss any? I know I missed a couple of extreme ones. I know I missed a couple of new ones. Age of Apocalypse I didn't do. There's one where he's in Japan. I didn't do that one. So I missed a couple. What do you think should be on the list? Should number 1 be his original? Remember, it was the importance of the character, the style, and the coolness. That first one is important. It's the first time we ever see Wolverine. Comment. Let us know. What would you put on your list? What would your top 10 be? Each month we will be doing another top 10. What top 10 would you like to see? Check out last month's Superman one. What would you like to see, Brian? What top 10 should we do next month? Remember to subscribe, like, comment a lot on this one. Tell us what you like. What should I have done? Who should be number 1? Maybe you think it should be X-Force.
Top 10 reasons we should be watching Buckaroo Banzai right now.
Thanks for watching. Love what you collect.
Collect what you love.
We'll see you next time. Buckaroo Banzai.